Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eichenberry in real life, and welcome to another War Z Roundtable. So it looks like we got a pretty good crew with us here today. Check it out. We got, let's see here, we got Ben, who's on camera right now. Well, he was. We don't hear you waving. By the way, Ben, got some compliments about you last week, or a week before, I think you were on.
Yeah, I missed it last week.
Yeah, several people said you were very well spoken, and they enjoyed having you on the show. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Thank you, viewers.
And then we got Will. How you doing, Will?
I'm alright, thank you. How are you, Marky?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Good.
And I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Oh, Multi-Paradise Gaming. Hello, hello. We got Evil Overlords. How are you?
Doing good. Yourself?
Good. We got Dave.
What's up?
Dave with a shot of his bedroom or something. I'm not sure.
He's peeking into the camera.
That camera looks a little askew there. And then we got Chance with us. So
Hey, Marky.
hello, Chance. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. And so the big news, really, it's been very, very quiet in War Z this week, and so there hasn't been any real official posts other than there was a maintenance yesterday, and there was some downtime issues where the servers wouldn't restart on their own, and but other than that, the only thing that was really, really interesting was that we were hearing rumors of this last week, about Punkbuster. And so immediately after the show, I contacted the War Z guys and got confirmation that yes, Punkbuster is being put into the game. So, hallelujah.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, I know they've been working hard on the anti-cheat stuff and everything, but it hasn't been working well enough. And while Punkbuster is not the best one on the market, it is certainly, in my opinion, a step up in this fight against exploiters and hackers. So, how do you guys feel about this?
Well,
Thank
it's about
God.
time. It's about time that they did change the security system, because you'd go PvP and you just die of hackers, like aimbotters and ESPs. It would just be no fun for anybody.
What?
I mean, I literally pretty much just play TV myself, so I don't actually have too much experience with the hackers, but the few times I have ventured out, every single time I've got killed and not knowing where I've been killed from, and that's one of the big problems that would put me off going back out and doing that, so this might be a really good addition to it.
I can tell you that gameplay has been really amazing right after the big ban wave, and so I don't know if they're with this new system that they're announcing to all of us when someone's been banned. I don't know if they are still doing ban waves or if it's just happening over time, but the some of the best gameplay I've had, or some of the most success that I've had, is right after a ban wave, and and so I know the game can be great. We just need that extra chance, because it makes it so much more fun. So anyway, but maybe that's just beating a dead horse saying that, because we all know that it's more fun without the hackers. So,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I don't know, it might be a little bit too late now for the Punkbuster. I think they should have picked something decent right in the beginning, because a lot of people stopped playing because of all the hackers, and I'm not sure if Punkbuster will make these people come back. So I guess we're gonna have to see.
I don't know if they'll make the people come back, but it'll give it a better play experience for all of us that are here.
Yes, that's for sure.
And I don't have any stats on how many new accounts are being logged into per week or sold per week, but I'm sure that they are still bringing new people in, and so I can't see it. I can't see it harming the game at all.
No, that's
No.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So also, we've had a full week now of the voice services, and I've heard of some pretty funny things happening. Have any of you had some good experiences with the voice?
Yeah, a few. Some people have just accidentally missed that they had pushed to talk, pressed T, and I shot them in the face.
So,
I've heard a lot of people raging.
and what do you mean by raging?
I just come onto like a game server and people are like cursing each other out over like killing. It was pretty funny.
Interesting. So, yeah, I have seen a couple instances. I haven't had a whole lot of chance to play this week, but I've seen a couple instances where other streamers caught some pretty funny stuff on voice, and other people thinking that they're like the only two in the area and talking back and forth and stuff like that. So, pretty funny stuff. So how now? I think is there any follow-up comments on the voice? Any of you?
Well, for my purposes, I've been quite happy with it, really, because it's sort of like allowed us to do a bit more of the PvE without having to stop and type and get mobbed by zombies. So that's been quite useful.
Yeah, I definitely think that it may eliminate some of our need for a TeamSpeak server, or it, at the same time, maybe we'll continue to use TeamSpeak, but then we'll just very intentionally talk in proximity, only when we're baiting someone in.
See, I wouldn't have a full-blown conversation with someone over the in-game speech, because if you do think that you are the only two there, you can never be certain. And if you're speaking and you're in, say, like the back of the post office or or a market, and someone could just come in with a Mossberg or a shotgun and just shoot you, it wouldn't be very efficient to have it all the way over through the game.
Yeah.
One thing that needs to happen is they need to make it so you can have voice chat. That's got to be something that has to be introduced, really, to make it more accessible.
To do voice chat?
To do a group voice chat.
Oh, group.
So you can just chat with the people who are in your group, because that way you could obviously PvP with someone else would be a lot easier. And you could orchestrate it more as well that way. We've obviously used a TeamSpeak server, but I mean, if people don't do that.
Right. Well, I totally see where group chat would be excellent, because golly, guys, go ahead and mute your microphones when you're not talking. We're getting a lot of feedback, and I keep muting guys, and I keep getting it. So the whole group thing is, I wish that it worked in there as well, and not only that, but also in for clans, for the official clans, and so thanks, Dave. I appreciate you muting me.
Oh, my bad. I didn't think it would actually mute you.
Oh yeah. So anyway, I think it could be expanded, and I don't know what the plans are, but you know what? I'll put that on my list of things to find out, whether or not it's planned to go to groups and then also to clans, because I think that would be extremely helpful. So, have any of you guys actually used it to your advantage? Like, you know, you hear somebody talking, and then all of a sudden you know that you have somebody in the area, and you're searching for them?
Yeah. I've done it a few times just to lure people into places like the pharmacy. Just because you can speak in one room and then move to the back room really quickly, and by the time they've come in, they've searched that room, you shot them.
So you're using it strategically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, okay. So, now, I also understand that loot spawns have been adjusted again.
Yeah.
How
For the better.
For the better?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that? I mean, well, obviously you say it's for the better, so...
Yeah, I've found a lot more weapons in the past few days than I ever have before in Warzone, to be totally honest. I found a lot more assault rifles, mostly AKMs, but I'm not too bothered. I know that William was telling me before that he found 2 Desert Eagles in Clearview.
No, there were 2 in Splinter, but I mean I found them while playing since the spawn update.
Oh, okay.
I actually have never found one yet. So
they're loud.
Yeah, I'm not looking in the right place, I guess.
I don't like the spawn. I don't like the new spawns, though, I have to say. They keep going from one extreme to the other, which seems to be quite a running theme that we have. So I've been on quite a lot this week to sort of like stock up while the spawning is overkill, basically.
Right.
I've been noticing that there's a lot of ammo spawning now. Excuse me. I've found a few Stanags in one run, and they're all full Stanag 45s, I think they were. And I think 2 or 30 actually. And I just found them from basically running back and forth to Smallville and Clearview, and I think that's where it's mostly been upgraded. The loot spawns is Smallville and Clearview.
Yeah, definitely.
I've never found so much from 2 places at one time.
Yeah, I I went to where is that? It's all the way at the top of the map. Candlebrook or something like that.
Candle Cabin.
Yeah, Candle Cabinet, and I was just there, and you know I looted everything that was there. There wasn't very much. There was a Mossberg there, and then it was kind of funny because 5 minutes later on the WarZ Facebook page, they posted about that exact location, saying, "Guess what new kind of loot you can find there," and everything. I was like, well, what was supposed to be there? Because I missed it.
You were there. That was the point.
Right. Yeah, I was live streaming it, so I wonder if they were watching and like, oh, hey, here's today's update.
So, Marky loot.
Yeah.
You found Mossbergs.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. You know, I actually like a Mossberg when I'm doing PvE. If I'm doing PvE, I want a Mossberg because it's you know a shotgun for an oh shit moment when you find yourself surrounded all of a sudden by zombies, and it's easy to take care of them that way. So, okay, well, with lack of updates in the game this week and everything, let's switch focus here just a little bit, and let's talk tactics. Let's talk PvP tactics and everything. Now, Ben, I heard you saying about talking and luring people in and everything. Yeah. But what are some of the tactics that you use that are really successful for you?
Sometimes I find that putting an assault rifle on the ground and just waiting for them to basically come and pick it up, and you turn around the corner and bang, they're dead. That's a good one.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that. I thought about placing something that looks really nice outside of a dumpster.
Yeah, I
And,
put down a G36 on the floor with a full C-mag in it. Probably not one of my best ideas.
Did you get killed
But
then as soon as they picked it up?
yeah, I
Yeah.
went straight to the safe, so only had like 15 guns on him.
Yeah.
Couldn't pick them all up.
So, how about the rest of you?
Well, there's on the map, on the west of the map, there's this, what's it called? Icy or the ski resort, the holiday place, vacation place. I don't know what the name of it is at the moment. But right in front of the police station is a wrecked down car.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to put like a big backpack on the top of the car, and then you can hide in police station. And
Oh,
crouch
okay.
there right on the window behind a wall and just wait for someone to come by and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can shoot them out of the police station. There's pretty good cover there.
Yeah. Boy, you guys are giving me ideas. Yeah, I'm gonna be, and I'm gonna be leery now. I'm gonna be leery to play the police station in that's Frosty Pines, I think is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Frosty Pines.
That's where I did my lore. I put a shotgun just waiting for people like Chance did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A good bin that you can sit in is outside the diner in Frosty Pines, I think. Yeah. Outside the diner there's a huge bin. You have to actually like stand sideways to get into it, but it is a good thing to just jump out and shoot people because it's a big bin.
Mm-hmm.
No one will think to just go, oh, there's going to be a person in there, jump up, bang.
Right, and you can still, while you're crouched or while you're laying down in there, you can still see people approaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of good loot in Frosty Pines lately.
What kind of stuff have you been finding there?
I'm not really sure if I remember, but rifles. I think I found an M16. I'm not really sure. By the diner to the left of it, there's like always a shotgun spawn. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before last patch, I found some M16s up in the police station at Frosty Pines.
Oh, really? I've not had much luck up there. I get a good amount of excuse me, of medical supplies from up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of that is because it's so remote that not a lot of people are like farming meds up there and stuff. But I do that's been about it. I've never found a real good amount of weapons out there.
That area seems to be very hit or miss, which is why a lot of people overlook it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and then there's the weather station, which is just what's that, south of there or east of it, west of there?
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't really had a chance to go there yet. I'm not sure if it has any good loot, but I would have thought that a weather station wouldn't.
It used to have, actually. I always went there and there are always some M16 or shotguns.
Mm-hmm.
2 weapon spawns usually. And I always went there to check, but with all those patches they brought out, it changed a couple of times. So sometimes you didn't have any guns for a while, then with the next patch they changed, then you had a lot of guns up there again, so...
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That and they really upped the zombies up there too.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty insane up there. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how to tackle that area being a single person up there.
I haven't figured out a way either. I've been trying.
Well, it works well when you run up the tower and then keep bashing them from the stairs.
Has anybody else heard about the nerfing of the boxes in the airport?
No.
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 Yeah, I used to go up to the airport and find about 5 to 6 boxes, not ammo boxes, boxes that normally contain guns, of any sort, just random. You could get a pistol at one time or an assault rifle, and now every time I go up, I find 1 or 2. And that's in the last patch that's just happened, and it just feels like if you're gonna go farming up there for that amount of zombies to get 2 guns, it's not really worth it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
There's thousands of zombies up there.
That's a hard area to. I mean, it's such a great distance to get to it, and then there's so many zombies up there, and with there being so many zombies and everything, it's got to be worth your effort.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree.
If anything, they should have put the box's number up, not down, because it's so far away it is from anything.
now I've done at the airport what I found is really good because it's so hard to carry all those guns back. Although now that you can pop the ammo out of them and stack that or whatever, that makes it a different story. But when before we could do that, I would go up there and I would just shoot off every single thing I found, and I'd keep a couple on me for for getting in a tight jam or needing to get back into something. But otherwise, I would kill everything and just farm it for experience up there.
It is a good place to farm experience, just to get like that extra 100 XP that you need for the next upgrade, but I still feel like it's too far away from anything to even do anything with. That's why I don't go there anymore.
Yeah, safe spot would be nice down there. I think a couple of people on the forums back then before they changed the forums, a lot of people mentioned it would be nice to have like a trading place, another safe area down there, somewhere close to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with that would be is if you were near a safe zone, that means that it's like Rocky Ford. There's always that chance of you dying not from zombies but from people as well.
Yeah, that's true, but if you look at it how the safe zones are scattered around the map, there's like one in the north and then one east or somewhere, and then the third one on the right corner, and there's absolutely nothing on the bottom of the map. It would be good to have something down there.
Well, I actually kind of like it being more remote, for the fact that if your play style is you don't have access to to any private servers that are PvE, and it's important to you to not be ganked by other players or reduce your chances, then maybe it's worth the extra effort to go all the way out there and play out there because you will encounter less people.
It's true.
Yeah, but go on.
Before I got access to a PvE server, I was hanging out around the trailer park area in what is that up there? Yeah, the Lake Resort in
Yeah, Springer Ridge Trailer Park.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people that go up there, and recently with the updates they've had, things have improved as far as loot. There's good guns that are spawning up there to a point.
All I've found up there is Mossbergs, and maybe like the other day I found a machete up there just because I was passing by. I thought I might as well have a look. I found a machete and that was it. Like maybe a bag of chips or something, but that was it.
Usually the trailer. Sorry. Go on.
Oh no! All that I was going to say, as far as that area, the common guns that form up there are the Mini 14s, the Mossbergs. Segas are spawning a lot, machetes, katanas, and I think the Kruger 22 rifles and various handguns, but nothing too special.
Yeah, I've seen the Krugers spawn a lot lately.
Yeah. Where's if you're willing to share, where is the best loot spot for guns right now?
West Boulder, I'd say, but that is quite a task to do. But I remember just going through West Boulder and I found 4 M4s full and an M16. I mean, that's probably not the best place, but if you're looking for assault rifles, definitely go to West Boulder.
Now, Ben, do you live stream?
I have in the past, yeah.
I think I saw a video or a live stream of you in West Boulder sitting under the tower where none of the zombies could get you from any of the sides, and you just kept shooting all of them.
I have no idea.
No idea, okay. Maybe that was somebody else that looked like you. But yeah, it was a guy up in West Boulder. He got under into a spot there where the zombies couldn't get to him and just kept shooting him from all sides. So, yeah.
But that is a good place to loot, so if you're looking for any weapons or spare ammo, that is where you would probably want to go.
But in West Boulder, how do you deal with the sheer number of zombies?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a job, like, just take either, if you've already got an assault rifle from somewhere else, like, quickly go through, like, Clearview, you bountified an AKM, probably just buy a silencer, and if, just pick them off if they come anywhere near you.
So a silencer is your extra the extra sauce on your recipe there.
Yeah, but if you encounter any players, I would advise you to take the silencer off because it, like, obviously it reduces the range and, well, it's not as powerful obviously if the range is decreased.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
But that's how I would take out the zombies myself. But if you're going as a group, I normally go in like groups of 2 though, like, just because if you die, then your friends got your back. Like, just to take all your stuff back to the safe zone and give you it later.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a job that you can do on your own, and it's not that difficult.
Now, see, that's the only thing I don't like about that part of the map is that the safe zone is so far away when you're over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's a load of towns that you can go through. Like, you could, if you're going down either to Castle Pine or up to Blue Ridge, you could, like, go through either Calm Splinter, or you could, if you're going, well, not really Castle Pine because there's nothing really down there. But if you're going up through to Blue Ridge on a private server, maybe like a PvE, you could go through Camp Splinter, then Smallville, and then probably head your way back up. But you might have already found enough guns to just go back. But that's just a backup situation. If you were just going to, like, come back with no guns, you could just go through Splinter and the 2 towns and go back up to the Blue Ridge.
Personally, I think that Splinter's probably one of the best places to go to get guns. I mean, despite the fact there's been more zombies there now, you still have a decent chance of finding some rare guns. So you've got the sort of like lower risk from going to Boulder, but then you've also still got the chance of finding something really good. And of course, with all the spawn that there is in Clearview now, I mean, I found snipers and all sorts in Clearview, so you can always go back up that way. And Shroot is apparently still spawning snipers every now and again as well. So you've really got like a little cluster there that you can actually go around to see if you can find anything, obviously.
I've only found
Yeah.
I've only found.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mark.
No,
Oh.
go ahead.
I've only found 1 sniper in the entire 6 months I've been playing. Am I just looking in the wrong places?
I haven't found any yet, and I'm playing since
I've
last
yet
year.
to see any snipers as well.
Yeah.
I have found only one, and I found that in Splinter. So I found a lot of other good guns as well, but I've really only found one myself, and that was in Splinter. My wife and I were playing, and it just spawned on top of the tank right when we were standing there.
I've found about 7 or 8, but that's probably due to the server that I play on more than anything. More than you guys being unlucky, but that's because obviously if you do play a lot on PvP, then other people are going to be taking them as well. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have found it a few, but I found that the best way to get snipers is kill people that's already got them. In PvP is the best way to get guns, in my opinion. Like,
Just kill people for them instead of zombies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same amount of effort.
Yeah, they're just a little bit smarter, but
Yeah.
well, maybe. So, okay, so I was thinking about we're talking a little bit about West Boulder, but that just brought to mind, do any of you find any use whatsoever for the city of Boulder?
No.
What is it good
Absolutely
for?
pointless. It's pointless.
I thought the purpose for Boulder was for PvP.
yeah.
No, it's more like Clearview and Smallville now. That's the big PvP places. Because when I ask people, do you want to go PvP? And I ask them where, they normally either say Clearview, Smallville, or sometimes Campos, because Campos is beginning to come back again for PvP. just because of the massive buildings that they have.
I think Campos is good when you have a lot of people, when you have a big server. But I personally, all of my characters that I use for PvP, they are all in Clearview, every single one of them. So
Yeah.
and that's where I tend to keep them.
Yeah, I found that I always die when I go to Smallville, so I prefer Clearview myself, just because Clearview is bigger and it's got much more to like offer, much more buildings, much more. It's got a better layout than Smallville.
If you spawn near Clearview, then you always know you're guaranteed to get into a firefight. Basically, that's the way you've got to look at it.
A firefighter get hacked. One of the two.
Well, I'm seeing in chat that they're saying that Segor posted on April 27th that the Punk Buster will be active within the next 2 months. So that's 2 weeks ago. 6 weeks till we've got Punk Buster in. But I know that from experience, we can't hold them to an exact date because those things always take longer, especially when you're an optimist. So.
We were told cars were going to be added last year in October, was it?
Well, you know, the car thing, I think I dropped. I don't know that they're even going to attempt to do that anymore.
There's a harsh reality, I think, when you come to the vehicles in the game. It is more and more obvious that stuff like that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I get so many people talk to me about it and say, you know, I can't wait until we get to drive some of the military vehicles and all that. And I have to just sigh and say, you do realise that it's not going to happen.
Exactly. The engine just can't handle it.
That's exactly what Russian Caliber was saying. He was saying that it works fine if you're the one in the car, but when you drive by everybody else lags out.
I feel like if cars
And also,
oh, sorry, you can go.
and also, I think cars would just be OP as hell. They would you could just find someone and drive straight into them. I mean,
that'd be awesome.
I know it wouldn't be if you were just getting mauled by cars all of the time. Like, you'd have to always stick to the woods and try and stay out of people's view, even though you already try to do
all
that.
you got to do if you add cars, the only thing you need to do is add rocket launchers, and that will even them out.
Or mines.
If you are in a car, you're a massive target, though.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they added cars, they should at least increase the walking speed.
Yeah, there's some advantages and disadvantages of cars.
I honestly don't think we're going to have cars in here. So
No, but
Maybe not.
I remember I was reading something about they were planning about putting in some sort of fast traveling system.
faster
Like,
run system.
No, fast travel system, like
At
fast
the-
traveling underground through tunnels, or they were talking something like that, where you could use in-game cash you can find at zombies. It's a while back, it's like 2 months or something, or even more. It was a post on forums from one of the devs that they were thinking about something like that, so
And
you can
I-
fast
and I
travel to the
remember-
States.
I remember them talking about that. Excuse me. I remember them talking about that, saying that we were going to have some sort of transport or something between the safe zones.
Exactly. And then that was the point where then actually, or where people should have realized there's not going to be any vehicles or cars in the game, because if you put in a fast travel system, then there's no need for cars.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
maybe bicycles will be fun like in Daisy.
Maybe.
Ring your bell if you want to get past some zombies.
Exactly.
I have not used a bicycle in Daisy, so
No, man, I don't even have Daisy.
yeah.
Oh, there's a funny video from a guy who used a bicycle and he got shot on a bicycle, and his avatar sort of fall down from the bike, but he was still attached to it. And then he was like laying on the ground, the bike on top of him, and he was like driving around with the bike.
Yeah.
It looked pretty funny. Somebody tried to kill him, and they couldn't kill him because he wasn't on the bike anymore, but still was driving around with it. It wasn't a Brondo bike.
So, what are some of the things that do? Well, let me ask a question for those of you that want to answer. Group play or playing by yourself? Which do you prefer?
Group
I would-
play, definitely.
I would love to have a group to play with.
Definitely group play. Definitely group play. If you're a new player, buying this game, just starting to get into it, I would suggest that you hop on some type of forum and try to find a clan to run with because it's just so much easier.
I know, but then you can never be sure if that clan is just going to turn around and be like, oh, you just got an M16. Bam. Dead.
Well, true, but at the same time, what I bumped into, because I've only been playing for about 2-3 months now, and at first I was playing a lot by myself, and I went as far as buying the game for two other friends of mine that I grew up with, to play with me, and we were still having a rough time, always bumping into people killing us, and playing the game, I found that there was a lot of people that were just like me that didn't want to get killed all the time, and that just wanted to enjoy the game. And it just so happened that one guy that I bumped into, he played with me for about 2-3 days just to check me out, and then he invited me to his clan, and they own their own PVE server, and we group up every night and we PvP a little, and then we hop on public, do a little bit of PvE, and we do a little bit of PvP as well, and it's pretty fun. I suggest people join up with a group.
Yeah, like if you're gonna, me personally, when I started, I did the exact same as you. I got some of my buddies on, and they all bought it. We started playing, and we kept getting killed and kept getting killed, but we weren't too bothered because we thought of this game that was just a mess about a laugh, and if we died, we died. It's not like we spent hours looting every day.
What if there was some sort of matching system that would allow you to, say, mentor a brand new player? That you could like flag yourself in the game as willing to work with somebody, and then so you flag yourself, and then new player then says, okay, I want to work with somebody, and it allows you to meet up or something like that. Would that be something that you guys would do? Would you help out new players?
I'd definitely do it if that sort of thing was available. I just think you've got too many problems that you're going to get new people starting and then they're just going to get killed straight off. I know that then that person might not be able to then do it then after, but you've got that initial person that's put their trust in someone and then just had it wiped out when the game said, oh, this person will definitely help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There could be some sort of
not gonna be
flag.
great.
There could be some sort of flag that if this was system based, that there could be some sort of flag that wouldn't allow the mentor to kill the trainee
that
or
would be a
whatever,
good
and vice versa.
idea.
That they would just be invulnerable to each other. Something
But
like
that doesn't mean he won't have a friend that'll turn around and do it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I could see some griefing that could happen that way.
Yeah,
Just
that
a
would be
bit.
one of the
Again,
advantages
some
of the system, I guess.
disadvantages and some advantages. Just there's so many things that could happen with WarZ, but it's just a bit too risky to actually put them in and implement them in the game.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to have a thing where people are invulnerable to each other, then why not just simply make PvE servers public? People can't go around and kill each other, and then they can get used to the game like that anyway. So that would solve the problem for me when I first wanted to join. I wanted to do it because I'd really watched videos and stuff, and it seemed like a really interesting sort of game. But I didn't want to go on PvP and just get killed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, to get to the PvE servers now, you have to know someone, or you have to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy in the Skype chat that all you have to do is go to his website and you get on a PvE server and for free.
Well,
It's
one of the
just
guys
being
that I
mixed in with the right people. No, go on, I'm finished.
one of the guys I run with, he obviously has his own PvE server, but We get a lot of problems with that because you get people joining, then they give out the password to everyone, and then you get someone complaining that they've been shot at, and then all of a sudden you're back down to sort of like 4 or 5 people you can actually trust again in the server because people have gone around and either shot at people or tried to kill each other, basically.
Hmm. Would you find it better to have like an account whitelist system that a server owner could say, have your account name or account number, something like that. Maybe not account name because that's what we use to log in. Well, I guess our account name's our email address, isn't it? But some sort of name or number that identifies you, and then they can put that into the system as whitelisted on the server, and it would show what character names or whatever is on that account. And then if they want to remove access, they can just pop that whole account out.
I think that'd be really useful. Yeah, obviously I don't have the server; it's my person that I run with does. But from what he was telling me, there's lots of different settings that you just don't get from a server. I mean, for example, you can't give anyone else the power to kick people.
Right.
Literally, anything you can do is change the password, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not good enough when you're spending, I think it's $40 a month on the server, around about that.
Yeah, well, the administration functions are pretty much a joke on those private servers. Seriously, it's like set a password and you can kick people. That's it at the moment, I think. I mean, they were saying they were putting in more and more with time. They're working on it, but I mean, if you release servers for rental, you should make sure that there's at least decent amount of security settings or administration options you can use or have if you want to rent it. I mean, changing the password and kicking people you have hackers all over the game, and you can't even start playing because you're just busy with kicking people every 5 minutes because they're hacking or cheating. So
yeah, if I had a server, I wouldn't want to open it up to anybody because I don't want to take the time to do all the administration.
Yeah.
But if it were something simpler like how you add people to a clan, let's say, that's character name based instead of account based, and I could do that. I've done plenty of adding people to a clan and removing them when they're a dork, and I could see that. And you have in the clans, don't you have multiple people that can add and remove?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you could assign some other people that I think that would be, they already have the interface there, at least like clan based. So instead of clan, just reappropriate that into server permissions, and there you go. The only thing that would be needed to be extra would be if you own multiple servers and you wanted them to have access to multiple servers. But you just add one more little field in there for all of your to bundle your servers together or something like that if you want to, and you could do that. So
yeah.
And I think that the biggest problem is there's so many things where players say or people think those might be easy to implement in the game, but actually a lot of stuff isn't that easy because they didn't really build the engine. I mean, they just used the engine from War Inc. So there are a lot of things that they can't even put into the game because they don't know how, or because it just won't support it or it won't work with it.
Yeah, but these guys actually built War Inc. too.
Yeah,
so.
they did. I believe they built the engine, but that doesn't mean that there's not limitations to it. I can tell you that one of my stores that I owned, one of my e-commerce stores, that we built it. We built it over a period of about 10 years. Spent about $500,000 in programming on the store. And then we got to a point where there's a lot of things we just couldn't do properly because the technology was old, the foundation was old, and we got to a point where it was like, okay, we're going to have to start new, and we're going to have to just start over from scratch and only put in the things that are really important. But even then, by the time you get that fully featured and all the way done up, then there's still some things it can't do as well. And it's the same goes for video games and everything. In fact, it may even be more extreme in video games.
Yeah, it is for sure. I mean, a good example is EVE Online. As example, they were reworking the whole engine, and the engine was so old that at the current state of the game, where they were redoing the engine, nobody knew how to replace the background pictures for the solar systems. So they just couldn't change it. I mean, they made the engine, they made everything, but they didn't know how to do it anymore because they couldn't find it in the code anymore, and the person who did just didn't work for CCP anymore.
Right.
And these are the facts, and I guess it's the same with WarZ too. I mean, yes, some of them might have worked at the engine, but not directly in the development or at different parts.
Well, people forget. I mean,
Yes.
I watched the documentary of the Eagles the other day on Showtime, and it was really funny because one of their songs that they came out with recently was one that one of the guys sung in 1972 at one live concert. He didn't get a good enough reaction from it, and so they decided not to put it on any of their albums. And then somebody found this old video of it and says, "Here's this song." And nobody remembered about it and everything. And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, well, okay, we could try singing that again." And they ended up, recording it, and it was very popular. And but the thing is, they completely forgot about it, and nobody even remembered because it was just so long ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Well, we're getting close to being out of time here for our roundtable here. Do any of you have anything on your mind that we didn't?
I'd like to make a point.
Sure.
One thing I was thinking is that I don't know if people agree with me or not, but do you feel as though that the War Z, in terms of its development, is sort of running out of time? I mean, there's a lot of interesting other zombie sort of games. I won't name any of them, of course, but that are coming out in not too distant future, and they're going to have real serious problems competing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that there is a lot more competition that's about to be here. I had a video game publisher the other day. They told me that there are 9 direct competitors to WarZ Daisy that are coming out within the next year, and that they were working on a competitor, but they decided to drop it because they thought that the market was going to be too saturated. Now, that doesn't mean that the game can't continue to be fun and to be a good game, but it is possible that another game comes out and everybody says, "Ooh, this has all the features we wanted," and the landscape dramatically changes for the game as it currently is.
The one thing that I would probably say about that is too many people are trying to make competitors with zombie games such as like Daisy, WarZ, and so on. It's just really personal preference if someone wants to play either game. I mean, if you've played WarZ for a long time and you've got really good at it, or Daisy, and you've got like all of these good weapons and you've just spent like maybe a year of your life just playing this game, you wouldn't want to change straight away to another one just because you think it would look better, because in reality some of the games pictures, like for example WarZ's front cover has a person driving a car in it, and that would lead people to think that cars were in this game.
Yes.
So you would think that things were in this game, but then when you actually bought the game and played it for a while, you would be like, "Oh, that's not in. I'll just give it a miss."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, WarZ has a good story with false advertisement,
Right.
and other things that happened last year after the release, and yeah, and in the case of WarZ, I think it's not only that it has to start to care about competition, but they also have to care about the USPTO. I mean, last year they got a warning from USPTO because they have to change the name of the game, and They got a deadline till when they had to change it, and they didn't change. So there's still a lot of stuff going on background with lawyers, with Paramount, with Paramount Pictures. Sorry, because they're planning to make the movie, which is called something with the wars.
It's already in process. I think the biggest problem I have with this genre is the lack of an substantive goal. I mean, it's all fun to take and go out and, basically mine zombies and loot stuff, but there's no greater goal in any of the games I've seen that, have been announced. I mean, I want a real MMORPG. I want to be able to go back out and take back the world from zombies, not just fight the same zombies in the same places all the time.
Yes.
I mean, that's if they could come up with like a cluster server like Eve has, but make it you start out at the safe zones and you have to recapture ground from the zombies. You have to figure out how to keep roaming hordes from coming into your area. You find resources and you get to exploit them because you found it. Finders keepers.
Sounds like a different game.
Yeah, but it's something substantive that somebody can get emotionally attached to. I mean, I have no emotional attachment to War Z.
Yeah.
And I'm debating even getting the DayZ standalone because I don't see that having an actual reason to play. I mean, there's a reason why I've played Eve for 3 years. I see that there's bigger goals than just I'm going to go PvP or I'm going to mine rocks,
Right.
Yeah, Wars is pretty much just a shooter with some zombies around this place, and that there will be more content or more goal to the game would certainly do some good for it. Like taking over big cities, fortify cities, so you can hold them and get some gain out of it too while you're holding this place as fortifications. So,
well, I think
just really go out and kill people you see.
Well, I think in the past, Marky had an episode of the Roundtable where he differentiated the two games, DayZ and War Z, by DayZ being more of a simulation, and War Z taking that arcade approach to the whole standoff. And I think War Z should really play on the arcade side of it because it seems to be working well for him. It's just everything that they said that was going to be in the game isn't in the game. It's still a great game, but things still haven't been implemented since the game first came out months ago.
Well, in getting back to the original thing of worrying about other games coming out, here's what happens when competition enters a marketplace. It's good for the consumer. It's good for us players, and the reason is because we will see an uptick in the quality of the gameplay. And it won't just be an uptick, because a new game comes out and maybe it'll be higher quality. It'll force War Z, DayZ, any others to up their game as well, or they get left behind. And so that in turn benefits all of us. And so I'm not too worried about other stuff coming out. There will still be people who want to play War Z, and if I want to play War Z, I'm still going to have other players to kill. So that's the way I look at it. There just might be a few less servers to choose from, but who cares between 10,000 servers and 100 servers? I don't care. I just want to go find other players.
Well, I mean, when I asked the question, I was saying that it would hopefully be a good thing, really. So.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is good thoughts, and we are out of time today. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I appreciate it, and you'll all be welcome to come again sometime. And hopefully next week we'll have some sort of patch to talk about and everything, and we'll all be in game killing each other or something. So
Marky, you better watch out.
Yeah, I know, he'll be like, Marky, come over here, I'm friendly. I'll be like, bullshit. Okay, take care, everybody.
You too.